On today's episode of Undercover Boss, the president and CEO of Yankee Candle, the world's largest candle manufacturer, goes undercover in his own company. By working in the front lines, this high-powered perfectionist will see what it's like to burn the candle at both ends.
Oh man, it's the last thing we need is customers that get smashed jars.
But what will happen when he finds out that not all his employees share his enthusiasm for their jobs as he does?
They'll dip it a million times, leave you a mess like this. Sometimes I feel like punching an 8-year-old.
Find out next on today's episode of Undercover Boss. Headquartered in Massachusetts, Yankee Candle Company is the largest candle manufacturer in the world, making more than 200 million candles a year and producing over $730 million in revenue. Overseeing the 6,400 employees that keep this business lit is the president and CEO, Harlan Kent.
I'm Harlan Kent, president and CEO of Yankee Candle.
Yankee Candle started in 1969 by a guy named Mike. When Mike was 16 at the time, he didn't have any Christmas present for his mother, so he melted some crayon and made a candle, and then one of the neighbors asked if he should buy his candle, and he realized that he has an untapped business idea and started the company. Today they have about 550 stores, and they have a sale of $730 million last year, with their goal being to rake in $1 billion in a few years. To achieve that hefty goal, they've created more than 2,000 scented candles, and they add new ones every day. Harlan grew up in an affluent family who valued education highly, so Harlan worked hard in school and went to a top college to make his father proud. After graduating from college, he started work at Yankees, which his father thought was a bad idea, but now he's become the CEO of a blooming business. Harlan is a perfectionist at work and is afraid of losing, so he meticulously works on every project to get it right, and this had made him very successful, and the company's getting to their goal faster than they thought. Harlan is also a father of 3, and he loves to cook so much that he went to a culinary school in Paris, and he's also a perfectionist on food and makes a chef-level food every time he cooks. He wants to go undercover because he wants to reach $1 billion faster and wants to see what things could potentially hold them back, and he also wants to see how employees interact with customers and how well things are run. He'll be going undercover as Dan Johnson, a chef from Ohio, competing in a reality show for people entering new work.
While undercover, I'll be posing as Dan Johnson, a chef from Cincinnati, Ohio. My coworkers will be told that I'm a contestant.
For his first job, he travels to South Deerfield, Massachusetts to work in their flagship stores.
Today I am in South Deerfield, Massachusetts at our flagship store.
He meets up with Blaze, and he takes him to Dip Your Own Wax Station, where they can dip white wax and color it the way they want. They then get their first customer who does nice designs and leaves, but Blaze tells them that things are not going to be smooth since most kids will be messy.
A lot of the times, they'll come up, a little kid, they'll just kind of want to make a mess, do whatever.
Yep.
That's a pain.
And he then shows them a demonstration of what kids will do and says that he thinks about slapping the little kids, and they first laugh it off awkwardly, but he then says that he has a short temper and if he wasn't controlled by his boss, he might get into a problem with a customer. He then takes him to the waxed hand station where people make candle wax in the shape of their hand, and he shows him how to make it, and Harlan takes the station and he does very well, which makes Blaze very suspicious. He then starts asking other employees if he's really the boss, which Harlan notices, and he talks to him in private and reveals his true identity.
He might not be a chef who's come here from Cincinnati. Is that pretty much, is that kind of where it was going? Yeah. So my name is Harlan Kent.
Blaze was shocked, remembering that he told the CEO that he wanted to hit a kid, but Harlan tells him that he will just talk to him later and leaves. The next day, Harlan travels to Whately, Massachusetts to work in the Yankee Candle plant.
Today I'm at our plant in Whately, Massachusetts, and I'm going to be working on the line.
And he meets up with Jose and he shows him how to pack the candles. Jose is a very quality-centered person, so he tells Harlan to only pack the perfectly made candles and to put the others aside to be remade. This is a really great quality to have for a packer, and it really impresses Harlan.
Jose was all over quality right from the get-go. Everything was about quality.
That's the last thing we need is customers that get
He then leaves him alone, but Harlan couldn't keep up with the speed of the upcoming candles, and Jose tells him that he packs up to 8,000 candles per day Jose, so speed is very important, and while working together, he tells him that it's hard to move up in the company because the people at the top are not recognizing hardworking people down below. He also shares that his father was a heroin addict and that his mother was a drug dealer who got caught by the police, so Jose basically had to raise himself and work hard so he can move out of that life. And after their shift, Jose takes him to his MMA gym where he spends most of his free time and keeps himself focused.
Today was fabulous for me. I mean, Jose is a tremendous person. These guys, it's all about like hard work.
For his next job, he travels to Georgia to work under the manager.
Today I'm in Peachtree City, Georgia. I'll be working with one of our store managers.
And he meets up with Megan, and she gives him the cleaning duty before they open shop. He first vacuums the store, and then goes in the bathroom to clean the toilet. And to finish off his shift, they go outside to give free coupons to potential customers. For his last job, he travels to Center Valley, Pennsylvania to work as an assistant manager.
Today I'm going to be working as a second assistant sales manager in Center Valley, Pennsylvania.
He meets up with Dan and he shows him the new display design set from corporate, and he gives him 30 minutes to build the display. Harlan is a little slow and takes more time to build the display, but he does okay with the limited materials sent from corporate. He learns that design products are not always sent on time, which makes the display not as good. He then shows him how to be a great salesman, and Dan is a bit quirky with his styles.
You're doing it. He's a little quirky, but he's got a heart of gold.
But both Harlan and the customers like him. On their break, Dan shares that his father passed away a year ago, so he's taken the responsibility to become the breadwinner of the house, and he's now taking care of the family at a young age. And finally, Harlan's undercover time comes to an end, and he invites his employees to reveal his true identity.
Probably don't know, but I'm Dan Johnson. I'm man Dan.
Oh my gosh!
First in was Blaze, and he tells him that his attitude was not great, and Blaze shares his life at home is not good, and that it's really hard for him to keep his frustrations from the workplace, and Harlan wants to help him, so he offers to mentor him and help him find the right path.
What jobs I can do that'll make me, excited to go to work, rather than waking up and saying, oh no, I have to go to Yankee Candle today.
Next in was Jose, and he thanks him for being quality focused, and then promotes him to a team leader and gives him $5,000 for himself and $10,000 to improve his gym.
Thank you. Thanks for everything. Thank you. Life for me is definitely going to be different after today, hopefully I can help people the same way.
Next in was Megan, and he tells her that the company will be renovating her store and offers to send her and her family to a fully paid vacation, and lastly, he gives her $20,000 for her medical expenses.
I hear about treatments all the time, but I know that I can't afford them. It's wonderful. I don't know what else to say.
And last but not least was Dan, and he tells him that he loved his passion, and he gives him $15,000 to help take care of his family, and another $10,000 to pay for his college.
There's nothing more I want than for my dad to see me right now, so, I know that he was proud of me at least.
And that wraps up today's episode of Undercover Boss.